What's up, guys? Here with another Aderonn Airsoft review. Here we have the AGM MP40. You can get this for around $120 online, shooting around 300 feet per second, give or take, and around 12 rounds a second on an 8.4 volt. So with a 9.6, you're looking at maybe 14, 15, maybe even 16 rounds a second. Now, I mean, this is a very nice gun. I like it a lot, but it's not the most practical gun on the market. Any M4 or AK is much more practical than this, being that this only has 50 round mid-cap magazines. Ignore the orange tape, I'll explain that later. You're limited to these 50 round mid-caps, or King Arms makes 110 round mid-caps, but there's no high caps for the AGM MP40. So unless you're a MilSim player that's looking for a some sort of World War II German gun, then this probably isn't the gun for you. I'll say that right now. But if you are interested in a German loadout and you don't mind the 50 round magazines, then by all means, it's an amazing gun. So now to the review. So here we have the gun. Very simple gun. Being that it is a German World War II gun, it's kind of sloppily made. And not in a bad sense, but as the real ones were made extremely quickly to get out to the field, to the troops, this one kind of holds true to that, and that it has quite a bit of wobble. The stock also wobbles a bit, not when it's folded really, and I guess when it is folded, but when it's extended, there is a bit of wobble in that too. But no big deal. I mean, this kind of holds true to the real thing. As for what it's made of, the upper receiver, the barrel, the magazine, the stock, those are all made of some sort of metal, probably just a pot metal. And then the lower receiver is a metal frame, but then it has Bakelite, or not really Bakelite, this is probably just an ABS plastic, but the real one had Bakelite, so this kind of holds true to that. As for the stock, very simple stock. You just have this button right here, which releases it. So if you want to fold it back, hit the button, it'll lock into place. If you want to fold it in, hit the button again, and it'll move. But then it locks back in. Here on the back, you have this little butt plate, which rests against your shoulder. There's no button to hit, it just clicks back into place. So very simple and easy to use stock, and it just swings over the front and locks into place quite easily. Trigger is very simple. Right here on the back you do have a sling mount. You know, one thing I don't like about this gun is that it can't really take any modern style slings. You have to get a sling that loops through this, like the material loops through it. So just look online for like the M14 style leather slings, and that'll work fine in this. So just a note to self, you can't use 1-point slings or really any modern style sling. Here on the bottom, something a little bit unusual, you have an on-off switch. This is pretty much the safety for this gun. There's no other safety, being that the real one didn't have it. The real one, when you pull the bolt, it would go all the way back, and then this little notch right here, which this isn't cut out, but the bolt would go all the way back and you could lock it into place. Sometimes though, a quick slap would release the bolt, and then it was ready to fire again when you didn't want to fire. So being that this is an Airsoft version, it has an on-off switch which just disrupts the circuit, so even if you do have a battery plugged in, you can't shoot unless you turn it on. Moving forward, you have your simple rear sight. It can flip up and down. It has different rear sight pictures, so very simple to use. Here you have your selector switch with a full and semi feature. The real one was only full auto, but this one you can select full or semi. Moving up, you have right here you have a bolt. Let me just take this magazine out because it's getting in the way. But you do have the bolt. Simply pull it back, and on the other side it reveals the hop-up. So you can just move that forward and back. Here you have a simple sort of bar sliding style hop-up. You can just move it forward and back depending upon how much hop-up you want. Down on the bottom of the gun, You do have your disassembly button, I guess you can call it, moving the stock out of the way. Here, this little tab right here, you can use your fingers, pull up on it, and turn it about 180 degrees, and that allows you to slide your upper and lower receivers apart. The upper receiver, very simple, just pretty much just your upper receiver, magwell, barrel. Your hop-up is still in there, as you can see. So this is very simple right here. And then here's most of the other workings of the gun. You have your gearbox. I think it's a version 6 gearbox. Don't quote me on that, but just from looking at it, that's what it looks like. On the back here, you have your mini or small type Tamiya connector. So this is your your battery space right here. You can fit an 8.4 volt battery, or I have fit a 9.6 volt butterfly or nunchuck battery in here. So decent battery space, just not a ton, but enough. To slide the upper and lower back together, just put the magazine in. Make sure this little lever right here on the bottom, this one, slides into its respective space, and then just push them together, which easier said than done. There you go. And then when you're ready to lock them back into place, just twist it, and the little lever thing or the tab will click back into place. Moving up to the front, you have your bolt or your hop up and bolt, like I said, right there. And then here, let me flip the gun over, you have your magazine release and magwell. This is the magazine release. It's just a very simple button. Just click that and it releases the mag. Your mag release or your magwell is right here. Very simple. Here's the magazine though. 50 rounds. Almost said 15. A little bit of a wobbly bottom plate, but no big deal. As for the reason I have tape on this, it's just to relieve or reduce some of the mag wobble. Originally, this is quite a wobbly magazine when it's put in there, but with the tape, reduces the mag wobble quite a bit. Also, if I do drop this in the field, it's much easier to find than a straight black magazine. On the top, there's the feed nozzle and then the little release button right there. One thing to note is that the little nozzle right here goes towards the back of the gun. So when you're loading it in, sometimes you might want to try to load it in like that, but that's the wrong way. You have to have the feed nozzle towards the back. You can just click it into place, no problem, and then when you want to take the magazine out after you've spent your 50 rounds, push down this little circle right here and you can pull the magazine out. With the tape, it's a little bit tougher to pull out the magazine out of the magwell, but I mean, it's not impossible. Moving up, you have your front sling mount right here. Quite simple, doesn't move at all, no problem. This little piece right here, I guess, takes off the barrel and front assembly. You shouldn't have to worry about that though. And then here you have your front sight post. Doesn't move at all. There's nothing special to it. It's just very simple. And then you have your orange flash hider. I've put tape over it just when I was in the field last. And so that concludes the review. Thanks for watching. Very simple gun. Like I said, not too practical, but if you are looking for a World War II German gun, then by all means go for this. Very inexpensive, and I've had it for 2 years and haven't really had any issues. In the beginning I had some wiring issues, but that was just I was putting the battery in, not the wrong way, but just issues with the wiring originally, but they worked themselves out over time, and now it's a very reliable gun, and just great for any World War II simulations. So thanks for watching. Please comment, rate, and subscribe. If you have any urgent questions, send them to me in a personal message, and I'll do my best to get back to you as quickly as possible. And go like Aderonn Airsoft on Facebook. So I'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching, and have a nice day.